So I have 4 in the 3rd generation. She knows how to read male babies. Oh, so I have 4 total. I have 6 total. Six choices. Okay. Thanks. That's really a help. So how many girls do I have? 2 girls, right. And then 4 boys. I thought one of them, the third girl in the 2nd generation, she died recently or something, or was never born, abortion or something. Abortion. Oh my God, I want to listen to, what is that artist I used to listen to? Chauncey? Is that how you pronounce it? Chauncey. Abortion. I don't know. It's just like a fucking hilarious dude. I think it's like, okay, so everyone was talking about like Tekashi, and I never heard his music before, but when I heard Chauncey, I was like, this sounds like I imagined Tekashi to be, you know? So I just listen to that sometimes. I used to listen to that when I was like going through something. Yeah. I gotta listen to that again. You know when you have like a crush on music and you're just like, hi. Anyways, so yeah, because I've been sitting here thinking like I'm not gonna have any progeny or whatever. Like that's what I've been sitting here like thinking, because I'm like, my gift to the world is so great, I can't have any progeny, that's the price I pay. Like that's what I'm like sitting here thinking, right? But okay, so I don't know, like, I don't know. I think I do want progeny, you know? I think it's for men not to have progeny, not for women not to have progeny. I think all women must have progeny in order for life to continue. And it's for men. It's like women, all women have 2 children. All men have 0 to 1 children. And I don't know how that works with like the neutral sex, you know, like the woman and man of the neutral sex, if it's like reversed or if it's the same. I guess it's the same, because a woman's a woman, you know what I mean? But don't men, in the neutral sex, don't men have the womb or something? Don't men carry the baby? So then they're the woman. So they have 2 children and the women has 0 to none. So am I neutral sex, or am I like woman? I think I might be, I think Azimexa or whatever it's called, whatever genetic creation I am, I think I might be neutral woman. And then I'd have like sperm instead of ovum. I have ovum. I'm a woman. I remember like when I used to have like a lot of ovum and stuff. So I'm a woman. Yeah, I'm a woman. I just never been pregnant before, but I believe in divine conception. So I believe that I have 6, 2 girls, 4 boys. That's what the spirit tells me. And I don't know which generations they are. I mean, I think they say, which generations are they? 2 of them are zygotes, so that's invalid. Saying there's a line through it, what they're seeing, because they can like see me and know like they can, or they see how many, they see like the kids and like which generations they are, but normally they can only see how many female children a person has, but this one can see how many male. What? 2 or 3 of my children live in different countries. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I bet one of those countries is Germany. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Should I tell them that? Okay, so, there's this girl in my family, like my extended family. She's not, like, she's only related to me, like, by marriage, right? But I think she might be the one, because her name's Lou, right? And the trees told me I was Lulu, and like I look at her face and there's something in there that just reminds me of myself at my best, you know? And they were saying, like, the spirit was saying that she reminds them of me and my male German cousin. And that's like incredible. Oh my gosh. That's like so incredible because I agree. But I'm not psycho. Like I think I tried to open up to her once or twice or once when we were talking on like Messenger, right? But I think she thinks that, like, my whole family thinks I'm crazy now because of all this spirit stuff. Because I'm Mao Mao Mao. So if you know a Mao 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 and you don't think they're crazy, they're probably not a Mao Mao Mao, or they're part of some sort of divine order, where they like know their shit. Like, I don't know my shit. I'm just blind, feeling my way. Like, I gotta be honest. Wisdom is honesty. Oh my gosh. Wise society is what we need. Bravery. And so I just, do my thing, chicken way. Die Lou ist eine amerikanische Schicksal. Ja, ich weiß, die hängt da out. die Lou. Eine echt schöne ist sie, ne? Finde ich, ja, doch, aber so natürlich und plain ein bisschen. Und das gefällt mir sehr an ihr. Danke sehr, Lord, dass dir es schaffte. Und auch ihre Familie ist so toll. Und die sind auch die schafft. Aber das ist krass. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich mich benehmen soll. Ihre Mutter hat mich eingeladen, da zu bleiben. Dazu mit denen so zu besuchen. Also die Mutter ist eine Schlaue, ne? Die Mutter ist gutherzig. Die Steffi, ja, schon. Und der Vater ist auch ein netter, aber ich habe mal für die gearbeitet, so an Karneval mal, als ich zu Besuch gekommen bin. Und die waren am Fritzen, weißt du, so Scherz. Und da dachte ich kann nicht da bleiben. Das ist mir immer ein schlechtes Wissen, wenn ich so in so einer Situation bleibe. Und schon zurück, die wurden divorciert. Die haben Divorce gekriegt. Divorce, weißt du. Also schon wusste. Und ich konnte mir die Drame nicht anlegen. Also bin ich da nicht geblieben, obwohl ich in Deutschland arbeiten wollte, weil ich bin zurück nach Amerika gekommen. Aber ich bin in Amerika gejadet worden. Ich wurde in Amerika zur Jade. Also ich glaube, das ist meine Heimat. Und ich kann nichts dafür. Ich gravitiere immer towards Amerika, weil da mein Heimat ist. Und mir glaubt das keiner wegen meinem Akzent, aber ich habe auch im Deutschen einen Akzent. Ich habe Akzent wegen der Hexerei. Und das ist keine große Sache. Ich sage das nicht nur, da man ja so missmütig wird oder armütig wird. Ich sage das nur, weil das wahr ist, weil das die reine Wahrheit ist. Manchmal redet man ein bisschen komisch, weil man verhext worden ist. Und das ist die reine Wahrheit. Also, gut. Ich glaube, die ist uns öfters mal zu Besuch gekommen, die Lou. Und die wissen, also die ja, keine Ahnung. Der Bruderherz von mir, ich glaube, er ist auch mein Kind, der, der ruft mich nicht zurück an. Ich texte ihn, ich rufe ihn an und er will mir kein zu wissen geben. Und die meinen alle, jeder meint, ich wäre verrückt. Und they brush me off. They brush me off, you know? So they all think I'm crazy and they brush me off. Like even though I think they're like my spiritual children, that's what I call it. As like I say spiritual children. But the thing is, what? You like my German voice more? Yeah, who doesn't? It's like it's calmer. Because I'm more comfortable speaking German in a way. I don't really like English that much. I mean, I like it sometimes, but I'm just more comfortable speaking German, sure. I mean, German's like the earth language. I mean, it's a pretty standard. It was once like a pretty popular language on earth. I think like what we all spoke. But I would just want to say I have Marie Antoinette as my angel. Like in my past lives, I've been the daughter to her, you know, and or to her and Lazarus. That's who I think I am spiritually. Sometimes in one facet of the Trinity, I think I'm the daughter, not the physical daughter, not the spiritual daughter. I'm the spiritual daughter of Kuni and Abba, and I'm the physical daughter of Lazarus and Marie Antoinette. But you know, people have clones, so like maybe in this life I'm like the daughter of one of her clones or something. But what I'm trying to say is like I'm French Pharisee in a way. I'm not Pharisee, but I'm like even before I was jaded to look the way I do, I was I looked different. I had like black hair, but I was French native. And this is just past life recovery, and it's one of the reasons my family doesn't talk to me, because I'm just like, I believe in that stuff, and I believe in that the spirit guides me and all that, and it'll get you locked up these days. It'll get you punished for acting that way, but I don't care, because I know that when they lock people up in reactors, it's just like it harms the environment. It's really bad for the environment, because your spirit longs to travel and see oh gosh, I gotta plug this in. Your spirit longs to travel and see its loved ones as a ghost, right? But they can't do that without a soul, and the soul is bound to the reactor. So or carburetor, yeah. I guess, yeah, carburetor too. And or like maybe you think like carbon product, like a carbon product, like a mirror, or is copper a carbon product? Like, yeah, copper wire filament, that kind of stuff. Rubber. So anyways, but then your ghost is like all split up, but you still have spirit if it's like, don't you know, like some facet of you, right? Anyways, all that stuff is bad for the environment on two levels. On one level, which applies to, I guess the one level applies to more of like the reactors, where they get your whole, they get your spirit, you know, they get your spirit and your soul, and because your soul is like the balloon, and your spirit's like the energy inside the balloon, right? And that's what ghosts look like when they're in their natural form. That's like the form of a soul, is like a spirit orb, and it like can float through the air. But when it's bound to the reactor, it has to take from the environment in order to travel, because the spirit needs soul to travel, and it can't travel with its regular soul because that's what binds it to the reactor. So it takes soul from the environment, and so that's what causes like desert and wasteland. And by destiny, it'll by destiny, that's just the leap of faith that you have to have, is understanding it's by destiny. It's not by a disease or like a leak of some sort of poison from the reactor. It's not the space around them that that has the consequence of desert. It's like their spiritual homeland. I think that the destiny of the desert goes towards like their spiritual homeland, not where they were from before they were put in the reactor, but like their spiritual homeland. Like when Gert was European when he was put into the reactor, but his spiritual homeland was North Africa. And so North Africa, along with a bunch of other people he was put in the reactor with, like North Africa turned to desert after, I don't know how many years have passed. Like I want to say 1500 years. After 1500 years, it went from like a dry place to a desert. And from a wasteland to a desert in 1500 years, I guess, or because he was in Europe anyways. But that's how the environmental consequence of the reactor. And a lot of people don't believe it because they can't wrap their heads around the concept of destiny. And destiny is like houses being built, fire happening, all that stuff, like a lot of things could be like destiny. And leaving people in the reactor too long is the consequence of destiny. And that's what people need to understand in order to make change, because if you can't grasp that concept, then I'm sure you think all of my ideas are completely hysterical. But if you can grasp that concept, you might understand the validity in our ideas. There are ideas. It's like I commune with spirit. So the thing is, that's the reactor consequence. Then the carbon consequence, like the carbon products, like rubber, mirror, like photographs, rubber, mirror, filament, that kind of thing. Carbon, yeah. It has to be, doesn't carbon need to be melted down first? Yeah, it has to be melted down first before you can put it in any sort of lava or fire to get rid of it. You have to, like carburetors, there's some sort of process where you like grind it into dust, or like boil it out, or you distill it. It's called carbon distillery. That's what it's called. Carbon distillery, like carbon products have to be distilled, and that's how you have to release the spirit, soul, spirit. I don't know. I think it's like spirit, right? It's spirit and a soul, but not the whole thing. So it's like part of the soul. Like you have a lot of soul, and then you have your ghost, right? So it just becomes part of your soul, that element that's released, right? It's not part of your ghost anymore. It was part of your ghost, and now it's just part of your soul after it's been released. It might come back to your ghost when it's been released correctly, right? And that's what we want. We want our souls to be complete, even though, our souls aren't complete when we've become like a tree or something like that. We become a little aloof, you know, because we don't have our full soul capacity as our ghost. And that's, we want our full soul capacity as our ghost, and this is how you return it, I guess through carbon distillery maybe. And I mean, but the thing that it does is it does not release carcinogens into the air. If you were to take those carbon products and just toss them into like lava or fire, that would release carcinogens. And that's why that's pollution. That's what pollution is, you know. And yeah, all pollution is tied to spirit. So if you grew up without understanding of spirit like me, when your eyes are open to spirit, like the whole world opens up to you. And destiny, understanding destiny is part of spirit. And the thing about destiny is like fate is what happened before, and destiny is what is to come. So like your fate is like your like what happened to you in a past life, and your destiny is what happens to you, like what happens to you in this, like what's happening to you in the future, right? Like your like maybe your fate was to die in a certain way, but then your destiny is to die having changed the world because of your fate. You know what I mean? And so that's the difference between fate and destiny. Destiny is to come, like it's to come, and fate is what was. But they both mean the same thing. It's like God's will. That's what it means. It's God's will. So God grants the spirit soul from a plant in order to travel as a ghost to see its loved ones. And that's the fate. I get the fate was, maybe the fate was that the ghost was put in a reactor, and then the destiny is that it borrows leaves from the trees, it kills the trees, and in order to be a ghost to see its loved ones. And you can circumvent that a little bit by putting mirrors around your reactor in places where the reactor ghost can see out of, because a spirit orb is ocular. So like a spirit orb is like the first step of evolution, sort of like, and it's ocular, and it has emotion, right? So you want to keep their emotion good, and you want to keep them seeing stuff that they want to, like, that you would like to look at, you know. And that is good for the environment, you know. Like if you behave that way towards the spirit, that is good for the environment. It's like if you put certain plants beside each other, they won't do as well as if you put certain other plants beside each other, because they each have different rhesus components, which means like their spirits are different, right? And some spirits are like compatible and some spirits aren't. And so you want to, that it's the same with like ghosts, right? They want to be around compatible spirits, and they want to see beauty, and they want to see their family. Like a mirror can show ghosts its loved ones. Like a mirror is like, a mirror can show ghosts its loved ones. So you can put a mirror by the reactor if you want. But you want to make sure it's a place they can see out of, not a place that's been covered by like a lead carbon metal, because they can't see out of carbon lead. The thing about lead is it's actually ghost is allergic to certain kind of lead, because it has to do with the spirit again. Like there is spirit in the carbon, and the spirit of the ghost might be allergic to it, so then it can't like see through it. And it can't see through plastic either. Ghosts can't see through plastic, so don't store your electronics in plastic. Store them in like a basket like that. A basket like that is a great place to store electronics. But don't like stack them on top of each other, so it's like plastic on plastic either, because then they can't you can't see either, you know? So, you know, don't buy more electronics than you can take care of properly in order to maintain a good environment. And hey, if you don't believe me, I don't, you know, it's sad. We've been brainwashed as earthlings. We've been brainwashed. Some of us are like in that time loop, like that movie with Adam Sandler, 51st Dates, where we forget and have to remember every day. Like, I think some of y'all are like that even, you know. It's really bad when they use illegal means called to roofies, they use to keep us brainwashed, but they're necessary in certain cases to for people to not suffer, like in the situation that I'm referring to. I'm not going to say what it is, but they make people forget. So we're all really brainwashed, and we just have to remember, like, I know deep down in your soul, you remember that you have a soul. Okay. So you remember eternal life means true love is everlasting, and you have a soulmate, right? So someone loves you. Might not be Jesus though.